Nashville Superspeedway for tonight's run in the BNR Cup Series. We've got 123 laps to run here tonight. Cars have finished qualifying and are currently getting gridded. Unfortunately, we're not going to be joined by the typical, our usual co-host will be here tonight, as the cars are going to pull out onto the track. We'll take you down through the field. Starting off on the pole is going to be Samuel Archibald with Jaden Sanchez to his outside. Row number 2 is going to be Justin Steves with Brian Huntley. Row number 4 is going to be John Tiller and Aaron Bradford. Row number 6 will be Chris Campbell and P. Woodrum. Row number 7, Jason Pearson, and bringing up the rear of the field is going to be Kevin Roy. Pace car is off, and the green flag is out here at Nashville Superspeedway. Archibald going to take him down to the turn number 1 with Sanchez right on his rear quarter, but Archibald going to surge ahead with Sanchez being right in tow, and behind them Steves and Moore side by side. The rest of the field's still side by side behind them, actually, and Sanchez is going to take a look up on the high side, heading down to the 3, but he's just a little bit too far back, maybe going to try a crossover. He is catching right up to the back bumper of Archibald, and Sanchez is going to take the control. Where are they going to be at the line? Sanchez is going to lead the first lap here at Nashville Superspeedway. Sanchez has got Archibald clear as they pull onto the backstretch. Quite an exciting first lap we had there. So we look a little further back there, 3 wide. They were 3 wide. Now side by side, we've got the 5 car of Chris Cornett with Chris Campbell next to him. Bunch of cars running new paint schemes this week. Campbell in the 68, that's his new paint scheme for him. 51, Sky 16. Brandon Moore in the 88 was trying to make a move on Archibald, but didn't quite get the right entry, so Brian Beach is going to be right behind him, possibly trying to make a move for a top 3 spot. Excuse me, Justin Steves. It's that Mountain Dew Baja Blast. That paint scheme gets me. Back here, that 13 car of Jason Pearson looking underneath of Chris Campbell. And he's got the advantage. They come off. Oh, and the 20 car of Aaron Bradford smacks the wall. Huntley up there in the thick of it underneath the 27 of John Tiller. Tiller with a new scheme this week as well. I think they're all trying to throw me off. Huntley running that Caterpillar scheme. He's usually in a Martin Truex type scheme. Archibald takes the lead back. See the move he made right here to take that lead. Just a smooth move on the bottom side while Steves is right there. Sanchez gets right back up on his bumper and they come across the line. Oh, watch that. Sanchez is making the move on the high side outside of Archibald. Steve's right all over the back bumper of Sanchez. That's going to let the 38 of Line get in there. Line's currently in the final podium spot right now. Through turns 3 and 4. Oh, and Brandon Moore a little loose. Brandon Moore got loose there. Collected the car, but he did lose a few spots. Now back to 10th. We got Bradford and Sixton. They were side by side. Sixton's going to take the position over Bradford. Sanchez continuing to lead up front. Hold off Archibald and Steves. Moore and Bradford side by side. Bradford looks like he's going to be able to take that position or hold on to the position. Moore's going to look low. Bradford moves up high. Not sure if he was given Moore the position or if he just preferred to be up higher on the track, but that's going to let Moore take the advantage coming off of the corner. Down the backstretch, they're still side by side. Is Bradford with the advantage going into turn 3 now. He's got him clear on the high side. See, Moore's got a bit of a run coming off the corner. I think Bradford might have just smacked the wall. Right behind them, Pearson and Woodrum fighting for position. And Pearson's going to get that spot. That was for 11th. Side by side, still Moore and Bradford. Steve's trying to make a pass on Archibald for second. Looks like he's got a good run coming through the corner. They hit the backstretch. Archibald was going to push him down the track a little bit. Steve's not going to let it happen. They're side by side going down in the turn number 3. They got John Tiller right behind them, waiting for a mistake out of either of them. Come across the lines. Still neck and neck. Hard to call who had it that time. Coming through the turns, they're still side by side. And it looks like Archibald's going to pull ahead, but Steves, he was going to sit on the low side. Tiller with a big run on the high side. He's going to send it right in the corner, coming up off of turn number 4. Archibald is going to hold that position for the time being. Tiller challenging Steves on the high side now for 3rd. Steves now having to go from offense to defense. On board with Nathan Lyon right behind the battle between Steves and Tiller. Like Tiller's going to get that spot. You can hear him shifting just before the corner. Now Pearson trying to make a move on the high side of Bradford. Looks like he's gotten by Moore. Moore slipped back a spot. Now outside of the top 10. Pearson's got to run. Down in turn number 1. Pearson has that spot, and he is all over the back of Sigston. Kind of had to check up a bit for Sigston. Looked like Bradford was going to have a bit of a run, but he did not make that happen, and Moore does have a run. So Moore's going to be right back on the back of Pearson again. And side by side, Pearson and Sigston. Pearson's going to have that spot this time. Sigston and Moore side by side with Bradford right behind them. Looks like line has gotten by Steves. Now Steves in danger of getting kicked out of the top 5 group by Chris Cornett. Steve's getting passed by Cornett on the high side. So Justin Steves has been kicked out of the top 5. Probably going to be the next one to have his sights on Justin Steves, but he's got a bit of a gap before he's going to get to him. Meanwhile, we still got this battle going on back here. Looks like Chris Campbell has stepped up to fight with Bradford now. Skylar Sigston has fallen back a few more spots to 12th. We are on lap number 23 of 123. Jaden Sanchez is your leader. Same with Archibald in second. John Tiller in third. 23 laps into this one, we've had no shortage of action. There has just been constant battling for position throughout the field. Like right here, Christopher Campbell, right next to Sigston. Sigston's going to take that place, and they're kind of going to swap from high to low, cross each other over in a way. Campbell takes the high side. Bradford's going to send it in on the low side, but Campbell has too much of a run. So he's going to stay side by side with him. Got a bit of movement going on here. Archibald all over the back bumper of Sanchez, and Tiller on his back bumper as well. Tiller all over the back bumper of Archibald. They break up a bit again as they head down to turn number 1. Archibald's going to catch up to the back of Sanchez. So is Tiller. Tiller's looking underneath Archibald. They kind of spread out throughout the track and then kind of collect back up with each other in turn number 1. Cornet and Line fighting right here. Steve's just sitting right outside of the top 5 there. Oh, almost contact. Not sure if there might have been or if it was just close and Line reacted. Either way, everybody's still pointing in the right direction as we're coming up on lap number 30. Archibald is looking outside of Sanchez now. Not able to make a pass there. He's going to cross over, look down low, but Sanchez is going to stay right in front of him. But that block kind of gave Archibald a bit of a drafting help. Here's the pass between Nathan Line and Chris Cornett. Cornett surges up on the high side. And he's got Line cleared. So it looks like Archibald has maybe backed off of Sanchez just a tad as he's not all over him anymore. Steve's possibly looking to get back into the top 5. Get past Nathan Line right here. Whoa, big block by Line. Steve's right on his back bumper. He's got Huntley to his outside. You hear the cars going through the gears, downshifting right there. Back up through the gear. Brandon Moore makes a pass on the high side of Steve's, following Huntley. Side by side is Huntley and Nathan Line. That's going to be for the top 5 position. Right now, Huntley's got his nose out ahead. How are they going to fare down into the corner? Line's going to try and send it on the low side, but it's not going to be quite enough as he's going to have to back out just a tad, and Huntley's going to have that spot coming across the line for lap number 36. Huntley is going to make his way up into the top 5 now as Brandon Moore getting by Line. At least trying to. They are side by side, and Line is lost that position to Moore. Here comes Steve's. So Line just falling back quickly, wondering if maybe he's going to pit soon. Don't actually know what the pit window is tonight. Deion Johnson getting by Aaron Bradford. Woodrum 17 seconds back there. Moore and Huntley battling now. Huntley being kicked out of the top 5. He was just briefly up there. Moore taking position back. Top 3 have massively split up now. Look off the nose of Tiller. You see Archibald up there in second and Sanchez in first. Tiller almost 3 seconds off of the leader now. So those top 3 really broken up in the last handful of laps or so. Justin Steves gonna go back to battle with Nathan Line. It's gonna be for the 7th place position. They're side by side going through 1 and 2, coming up off of the corner now. Down the back stretch, they're still neck and neck. Steve's gonna send that car deep in on the low side. Line gonna hold him right down low. And at the line, it was Nathan Line. But they are still neck and neck going down to turn number 1 now. Up off of 2. Line is just a bit ahead of Steve. Steve's going to send it deep into the corner again. Line getting through that corner a little better than Steve's this time. These two still going at it back here for 7th place. Swapping positions back and forth. They have been running neck and neck around this course for the last handful of laps. Steves looks like he's going to have the spot coming off the corner, and he has got Nathan Line cleared. Steve's Line going to try and get that spot back. Coming through the corners. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to even be in position to make an attempt to get that spot back. So Steves is going to have that spot over Nathan Line after a fierce side-by-side battle. Sanchez ever growing that lead to 3.5 seconds over Samuel Archibald. And Archibald's going to head down pit road now. Our 2nd place car is going to be our first pit taker for the night. So Kevin Roy is going to follow him. Let's see how these green flag stops are going to unfold now. Sanchez still fast, but we get Archibald on fresh tires. He's going to chase down Sanchez and make up quite a bit of time. Sanchez is going to want to pit sooner than later. We'll have to keep an eye. Oh, John Tiller's falling back. Cornette is up there in 2nd now. Tiller is just about under attack. by Brandon Moore, Chris Cornett, Brian Huntley. Those three kind of just came up on him like a swarm of bees. Riding on the roof of Brian Huntley. Watch Cornett and Moore trying to attack Tiller. Continuing on now. Looks like Brandon Moore's going to try on the high side of Tiller. And, oh, what's going on with Tiller? Oh, poor entry. That was almost like a last-second decision. What happened with Tiller? How did... let's just see. So Sanchez is coming into pit. Tiller's kind of in the thick of it, and... Ooh, not sure if Cornett was planning on coming down. But looks like damage free. Poor entry is going to cost a bit of time, but no damage. So we got Huntley, Steves, Moore, Sanchez, Tiller, Sixton, Cornett all on pit road right now. Bradford is going to be your current leader. He's going to go out and get his extra point for leading a lap. So you can see Sanchez, Cornett, and Tiller pulling back onto the track. Bradford going to hit pit road this time. Let's see, right now, like I said, that tire difference of just a few laps, time difference, cost Sanchez staying out longer than Archibald. Now he's lost the lead. Of course, Archibald was, Sanchez was pretty fast and opened up a pretty good gap, so it's possible that he could just take that spot back from Archibald in just a handful of laps. But we're going to have to see how this one plays out as Huntley has joined in third. Cornett comes out in fourth. John Tiller fifth. After that rough pit entry. We said no damage. Kevin Roy up in sixth. Justin Steves has fallen back outside of the top 10 after the pit cycles have cycled through. It almost sounded like he wasn't even shifting into fifth. This is an open setup series. Man, he is almost on that wall right there. It's an open setup, so different gearing and different cars. Let's go on the nose of Archibald and just listen to the difference. Archibald shifting at the line. Shifting right there. Downshift. It's really the time that it takes to shift the car that's what's costing Archibald and letting Sanchez just run away with it. Huntley in third, Cornett fourth, Tiller back there in fifth. I'm going to do a quick crank it up right here, and we'll be back. Jaden Sanchez continuing to lead in dominant fashion with almost a 4-second lead over Samuel Archibald here in second, and then another almost 3 seconds back to Brian Huntley in third place. Ooh, that one car almost caused an issue. It's Pete Woodrum. He's going to be a lap down. Almost getting to the back of Huntley and then almost getting cleared out by Cornette. The lead cars just kind of came up on him at the wrong time. Huntley continues to be chased down by Cornette in third place. Cornette throttle up early and send that thing up to the wall. Oh, it's almost too bad that Brian didn't have the Bass Pro Shops on this week. Be racing same sponsor with Cornette. As Cornette continues to close in on Huntley's back bumper. Dropping down to fourth gear early in the corner. See, it seems like most of the drivers are shifting right about at the start-finish line. So Cornette's hitting it a bit sooner. Cornette getting a little high on that coming out of that corner. Huntley sits it down on the apron below the paint. Sanchez continues to lead over Archibald with 5.5 second lead. Right now, as it stands, you're in the points for this series. John Taylor is currently leading in the points. Ryan Huntley, looks like he is second in points. So having a pretty good 30 some odd points over Huntley in third. Brandon Moore is the final spot in the podium of points as they run right now after last week's race at the Charlotte Roval. John Taylor just holding on there. Currently running in top 5. Steves and Pearson going up to battle for 7th. Pearson has the spot coming up off the corner. And Steves is going to hit pit road. Or if this is possibly a short pit strategy. As it might be inside the window for fuel. Sanchez coming up on lap traffic now. Looks like he's about to put Bradford a lap down. As Dion Johnson has already gone 1 lap down. So going green all 81 laps so far has allowed Sanchez to get so far ahead to catch up to the back of the field. Or I guess the field has gotten so spread out, I should say. We see Steves pulling off a pit road. He's going to have some fresh tires, so let's see what that car can do now in comparison to the rest of them. Huntley going to be up here in 2nd. He's taking the spot away from Samuel Archibald. Let's take a look at that pass. Sends it in on the low side. Side by side going through. Oh, looks like Archibald got a little bit loose in the center of 4. Now Huntley just kind of drive away from Archibald. See if he's going to be able to chase down Sanchez. He's got a big gap he's going to have to close up though. Almost 6.5 seconds. So no other pit takers after Steves just came in. So he's going to be on his own pit strategy. Brandon Moore and Jason Pearson right here side by side battling. Currently battling for 7th place as Pearson disappears for a minute. Brandon Moore down in the corner. He's going to have that spot. Like Tiller and Roy were just battling for position here. Roy having a great run here tonight. We don't usually get to see him up more towards the front, but he is currently running here in top 5, so it's great to see him up here. It's like Archibald is going to hit pit road. Grab his tire. Oh, looks like he got... Archibald get the wall somewhere? I don't think he had that damage. Maybe he did. But anyways, Archibald is gonna head back on track. He's gonna re-enter 14th, 1 lap down. Sanchez continuing to lead. Brian Huntley slowly whittling down that gap between himself and Sanchez. Currently on lap 88 of 123 here at the Nashville Superspeedway. Jason Pearson on pit road. Bradford's going to hit road as well. Kevin Roy. Kevin Roy was one of the earlier ones we saw pitting. Or one of the first ones we saw pitting in the last round of pit stops, green flag stops. John Taylor trying to close on the back bumper of Chris Cornett, get into the top 3. Taylor really sent it down into that corner. Archibald making his way back up through the lap traffic. Well, he himself is lapped, but green flag stops, currently cycling through, as we already know. Kevin Roy hits track. Oh, Archibald gets into the wall. Following Sixton into the corner kind of messed him up. As Sixton was a little out of shape coming off before. He's going to slide up the track, and Archibald is going to go right by him. Sanchez on pit road. Tiller, pit road. Brandon Moore on the pit. Huntley's going to be your leader. Gonna head down the backstretch. He's gonna grab his point for leading if he hasn't already. Looks like Chris Campbell also gonna hit pit road. Brian gonna stay out for another lap. Deion Johnson has made it up here into 5th through these stops. See, is Huntley going to come down this time? Said I got to imagine he's going to want to come down sooner than later. Here he goes. Get that thing woed up. Leader Brian Huntley's going to cut off down pit road. Chris Cornett's going to be your current leader, so he's going to want to go around and get a bonus point for leading. Nathan Lyon's going to be on pit road. And Sixton is going to take 2nd. So Cornett still needs the pit. Sixton's going to need a pit. I believe Deion Johnson. There you go, Cornett. About to get passed by Sanchez, but Sanchez off the lead lap. So Cornett's still going to be the leader. Cornett going to bring it down pit road this time. If we can get that thing loaded up good. All right, get on pit road. Sixton's on pit road. So Deion Johnson. Let's see if he's going to go around and get a bonus point, or if he's just going to bring it down pit road. We'll see what he does here. Looks like he's going to go out for that bonus point. He may actually have to go around again to get that, as I don't know that he was past Cornett when he got to the line. I think he's going to hit pit road this time, as he seems to be slowing down. He is. And the back end's coming out on that car. Does a good job getting that thing back in line. And Sanchez is going to regain the lead. And Brian Huntley is going to be almost 8 seconds back off of Jaden Sanchez. Up there in second. Huntley, that is. Archibald in third. About another second back off of Huntley. Closing in on the 100 lap mark. Gone green from the start of this one. So Huntley is growing the lead, or actually growing the gap between himself and Archibald in third. As Sanchez as well is just continuing to grow. Huntley coming up on Bradford. Bradford a lap down. We've got just 22 laps to go. Sanchez with a dominant lead over Brian Huntley second, Samuel Archibald in third. Huntley getting by Bradford lap car. Sanchez right behind another lap car, Christopher Campbell. Roy and Archibald fighting for position here. Kevin Roy's got the spot. Now Archibald surges ahead into the corner. Roy's going to hold that low line. Side by side going down the back stretch. Archibald sends it in on the high side. Roy's going to pick up the throttle down low. And it looks like Roy's got the spot. Archibald going to try and cross him over. He's not going to be able to, but he is going to look on the high side. Not enough of a run. Looks like Roy's going to hold that position. Kevin Roy up here in the top three. $18 laps to go. Kevin Roy, a fellow New Englander with myself. Love to see him finish here on the podium. Steves and Pearson. Looks like Pearson getting the spot over Steves. That's for 8th place. And that's the lap car of Deion Johnson behind them. Sanchez up to a 9.5-second lead over Huntley. Roy continuing to grow his gap between himself and Archibald. Tiller's going to look low on Archibald. Almost contact on the rear quarter. Archibald kind of sends it down off the corner. I wonder if he got a bit loose or maybe even just brushed the wall, but Tiller's going to get that spot, so he's up in the fourth. I'll have to keep an eye on if Tiller's closing in on Roy. $14 laps to go. So Steves is the final car on the lead lap there in 9th place. Sanchez a little less than a straightaway away from them. Kevin Roy now having to get by the lap traffic of Aaron Bradford. Woodrum off the lead lap, but still kind of battling with Archibald. Archibald gets a little loose to the corner. He's loose off of turn 4. Great job to save that car. Loose off the corner, saves it, and still maintains in front of Woodrum. Woodrum's looking low on the low side. Here he goes. He's trying to get that spot. Oh, and it's gonna possibly make a little bit of tap on Archibald's rear quarter. Archibald goes up the track. Archibald probably not happy about that, as he is just a lap car. Still fighting hard. Archibald trying to keep that thing up there in 5th. Pretty good gap between himself and Cornette. Not much risk of losing that top 5, but Woodrum really not making it an easy 10 to go, as Sanchez has gotten that 10 to go flag. Now Sixton is all over the back of Archibald. Both of those cars not for position. Archibald is got to be uncomfortable, if nothing else, as he's got 2 lap cars trying to go around him on the outside. Woodrum's loose on the low side. He's up there in 5th. Neither of these cars are for position with him, and he just wants to get this thing over with, as we got 9 laps to go. Lap cars dicing all around him. Looks like Woodrum is going to fall back behind him, and other one is going to go just go by. Sixtons. So Kevin Roy continuing to hold 3rd. Brian Huntley 2nd. Jaden Sanchez, of course, still leading this one, as he's gotten the 7 to go. He's got a 10-second lead over Brian Huntley. Kevin Roy another 3.5 back off of Brian. And Woodrum all over Archibald again. Looks like Archibald was just out of shape there for a second. And, oh, he's got Cornette right behind him, too. What happened that he got held up so bad? Archibald got into some kind of trouble and fell a few seconds back there. Maybe just having to deal with these lap cars, because now here goes Cornette, and he's loose. Goes across the front of Woodrum. A couple of those lead lap drivers are not going to be happy with Woodrum fighting in there as they're trying to battle for that top 5 position. Heading down the backstretch, Cornette's right on Archibald's rear quarter. Down into 3, they're side by side. Cornette might have the spot over Archibald. Archibald about to lose his top 5 spot. And he does. Now he's got more on his back bumper. Archibald about to lose another spot, but he's trying to get back. Get back at Cornette. Cornette's got too much speed. He's going to leave Archibald, but now Archibald's still just having to play offense. Defense trying to keep Moore away from him. But Moore's going to look on the low side. They got 4 laps to go. They're going to be coming to the 3 to go here in just a second. Going down side by side into turn number 3. Oh, Archibald's in the wall. He bounces off. Luckily, does not get into Moore. Moore had enough space on him by then. Rough turn of events for Archibald here. He is no doubt going to be upset with some of those lap cars that just caused a bunch of issue for him. Tiller getting by Sixton. Trying to get by Sixton. Maybe it's the other way around. Lap car of Sixton getting by Tiller. Tiller with just 2 laps to go. Tiller just holding on to 4th. Kevin Roy doing a great job up there in 3rd. Huntley continuing to hold on to 2nd. Sanchez is going to bring that thing around to grab the white flag. Just 1 more lap to go here at Nashville Superspeedway. We've gone green flag right from the beginning. All 123 laps. Sanchez has been so dominant here tonight. He's going to bring that thing down the backstretch 1 more time. Around through turn number 4. And Jaden Sanchez is your winner here at Nashville Superspeedway. Brian Huntley going to come off of turn number 4. And he's going to take 2nd place. Kevin Roy with a fantastic run here tonight. Going to finish out the podium spots. Jaden Sanchez is your winner tonight at Nashville Superspeedway. Huntley gonna do a little burnout with Sanchez. Trying to do a nose to nose, but they're in a little trouble getting those cars lined up. Let's take you down through the final results. Finishing off in victory lane tonight is going to be Jaden Sanchez. Brian Huntley is in 2nd. Kevin Roy up in 3rd for the final podium spot. John Tiller in 4th. Chris Cornette 5th. Brandon Moran's up in 6th. Samuel Archibald drops back to 7th after a rough final few laps in this race here tonight. Jason Pearson makes his way up into 8th. Justin Steves 9th. Chris Campbell in 10th. Nathan Lyon 11th. Aaron Bradford 12th. Dion Johnson 13th. Skylar 16th is 14th. And Pete Woodrum ends up in 15th. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with our top finishers. right, welcome back to Nashville Superspeedway. As you can see, Jaden Sanchez is still burning it down. Unfortunately, we don't have Kevin Roy with us. Hopefully, he'll join us while we're getting to interview our top two. So let's kick it off with Brian Hunt finishing there in second place. Brian, you had a great run tonight. Tell us how you did it and how the whole night just went for you.
Say that again. I'm sorry. I had the other comms working here and the thing, and they were talking over you. My apologies.
Tell us how your night went and how you were able to be dominant up front there in the second place.
I mean, really wouldn't say dominant in second place. I was I know what the setup is capable to be because I ran a lot of officials here last year. It is a long run set, but I did get a little worried. I was sitting there with earlier on when I was up there. Me and Brandon almost got caught in something that probably could have been bad. So once I lifted from there, I thought my race was done. Like, all right, I'll just settle for whatever. And then I ended up capitalizing the first pit stop with so Brandon actually ended up running out of fuel, and it scared me because I about almost ran him over. But it's literally hitting your marks, being consistent, and that's really about it. And then capitalizing in the pits, hitting your marks in your box, leaving your box, and the speed leaving too. That would end up keeping you up there in the top five at least. I guess Sammy ended up blowing through his tires pretty quick there. So right after that was when I kept control of second place. So I'm like, okay.
Well, tell us, having a great finish here in second, how do you plan on bringing that momentum forward into next week?
I don't even know where we're at next week.
Me neither.
Hold on. We are at North Wilkesboro. I did do a race. I did do an official there at North Wilkesboro. I'm happy with the set. So it's literally hitting your marks, getting on the throttle, and try not to spin it. I did finish P2 in that official race. So I'm going to carry the momentum here that I did over there if I'm back in time, because I do believe I will be at the Xfinity race in Charlotte. So I should be back in time. It's literally a 2.5 hour drive. It all depends, really, to be honest with you. But if I am back in time, yes, I will be here. Probably tired, a little sunburned, but it's going to be hit my marks. Capitalize it when I need to capitalize, and hope for the best, and maybe bring home top 3 again, maybe top 5.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing how you can carry it next week. Hopefully, you'll be able to make it in time. But who do you want to thank for this week?
Well, I want to thank, obviously, you're up here tonight riding it solo. That's unfortunate, but I want to thank you coming out every Saturday. Um, Putting a show on for us, my group of admins, myself, Josh Small, Jason Pearson, his channel he's got going on there, Big Dog Gaming, always like to give them a shout out to. Aaron Bradford, Christopher Campbell. So, and then just thank all the competitors that came out, put on a great show for you. I know it was probably boring, there was no cautions, but everybody did good. But I couldn't be thankful enough to have these guys here every week, putting on a show for you and Will whenever Will's here. So we're gonna try to carry this momentum into next week in the BNR Cup Series over there at North Wilkesboro, bud.
All right, well, congratulations on the P2 tonight. So go celebrate that one, Brian.
Thank you, Chris.
You got it. All right, let's bring in our winner, Jaden Sanchez, being absolutely dominant, putting on a clinic here tonight. We could even say nobody had anything for you, even when you got a little got back out of first because of pit stops. You still just went back up there and took it. So tell us how you're able to be so dominant here, Jaden.
Yeah, no, Nashville's one of my best tracks actually. Concrete tracks. The only concrete track I'm actually good at, because Dover, that's another story. But yeah, no, the race overall tonight was pretty good. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what to say. During practice, I was trying to get the car. I was trying to dial the car in because I was so tight and I just couldn't do what Brandon and Sam were doing, and a couple other people like Brian. So I was just trying to watch their lap times, try to see what they were doing differently. Because it took me a while to actually start clicking fast laps and getting the car dialed in. And during a qualifying, I thought I had a really good run, but then I ended up almost tapping the wall, so I had to back out of it, and it killed my lap. But yeah. But quick, I want to say shout out to Justin because he did an amazing qualifying lap. I'm not sure where he finished, but yeah, no, he was up there running with us. So shout out to him though. That's awesome. That's what you love to see. But yeah, no. So race, like I said, overall was good. I had a little hiccup pit stops. I actually ended up missing pit road like I did at Darlington, and then I ended up running out of fuel down the backstretch. So I was coasting it to not fully run out because I was like at point one. And I was praying that I had a big enough gap on Sam, which I didn't because he flew right by me, and I guess I was able to, I guess he had damage. He said because I ended up flying right by him, and then after that I was just managing and then lapping everybody. Everyone was respectful, so thank you to everyone. Yeah, no, like I said, overall it was great. I didn't expect to go back to back, and I think that's my sixth win actually this season. So that's actually that's a milestone for me. It's great to see for me, honestly. It means I'm improving. So yeah, no, we'll take this momentum, and I don't know if I'll be here next week for North Wilkesboro. That's not a track I enjoy, and that's not a track I look forward to. But we'll see what happens if I get there. I mean, overall though, like I said, tonight was great. Shout out to Brian and for running the league, and the admins for keeping it clean today, and all of us just having a great time. Yeah, why not? I mean, led 112 laps, so couldn't get much better than that. Stayed out of trouble and just focused on myself. So how it is. So yeah.
All right, well said. You get it all in there. You even got your shout outs without me kicking it to you. So great job on the win tonight. Like you said, putting on an absolute clinic. So congratulations on the win. Hopefully we will be able to see you next week at North Wilkesboro. But if not, we'll see you the following week. So like I said, congratulations on that win and go celebrate, Jaden. All right, that's going to do it for us here at 15 Studios. We'd like to thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed the racing action, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the action every week here on the 15 Studios YouTube channel. Once again, we'd like to thank you for joining us, and we'll see you at the next track.